So I have a question for you. You touch upon time and time management, right? But you touch upon it in very non-traditional ways. Can you help me understand? I'm a seller. I have all this stuff going on. I have to allocate my effort and my energy. Where and how do you recommend you start that journey? How do I then think about time in a very different, unique way so that I get better results? What should I do?
Being time sensitive. All of us have so much. I think probably you put this in perspective in each of our lives.
Yeah.
We all have so much time. And
when you put it like that, I think I understand that. But keep going on with that metaphor.
Yeah. We only have so much time. So do we either, in sales, I'm going to apply this to sales. So how do you spend that time? Most people spend their time being busy.
Yes.
Busy is not going to get you to your level of success. So if you start viewing your time as the more successful deals I can close within a shorter period of time, what happens? My value of my time goes up.
Yes, the return on time spent. Yes.
Exactly. So if you're talking about time, what tends to happen to most salespeople is they get busy on sharpening the pencils. They do everything.
Wait. Unsharpening the pencils, you said.
No.
Can I assume that? Oh,
Sharpening.
Yeah. But thank God, because for a second I was like, that has to be one crazy metaphor. Spend time unsharpening a pencil. You know how I interpreted that, Ted? Having read your book, I actually thought it's a perverse and inverse way of saying spending time on activities that actually take away capability and value. If you have a sharp pencil and now you're wasting time unsharpening it, you are spending time actually damaging that could be done with that pen. I actually thought that that's a hyper intelligent point you're making, but I still like it. But keep going, Ted. Keep going. Back to you, sir.
Well, I mean, it really comes down to being busy or productive. When you're busy, you spend the same amount of time either being busy or being productive and creating a pipeline for yourself. So stop being busy in your business and start thinking about your follow-ups, your close, your call to action, all the physical pieces that sales do.
Ted, where do you see salespeople then knowingly, unknowingly spending a lot of time and wasting it? I did hear you talk about look carefully how you're qualifying deals and how much time you're spending on deals, right? And if you have a deal that has a very bad probability of closing, but you have two deals that have a high probability of closing, clearly you'll have to make a call where to invest. And I think it's just that sales nonsense, right? Let me work all three to death. And I think that's the problem with this entire thing. You need to. That's some basic stuff. So how does one go about figuring out that we don't waste our highest value time? Is there like a formula for that? Time spent on items A, B, C compared to time spent on items X, Y, Z. That's a simple criteria to use. Something like a, the matrix, the Eisenhower matrix or something. Is there like a magical tool that you recommend, Ted?
Yeah, the magical tool that I have is where do I want to go in my direction?
Is this one of those?
The end result is your direction. You're on a ship.
Yeah.
And you're directing the course that you're on. Anything that holds you back from that course line is
I get it. This actually requires extreme maturity then. So Ted, let me tell you a real
scenario. It goes back to the alignment. It goes back to the alignment of, and we can go much deeper, this in the book does, is mindset, identity. Are you ready to be out there to open up the world? Or how is your mindset? Do you have an open sign on your business or do you have a closed sign on your business?